Guys, we are almost at 10,000 subscribers on the Rough Cut Golf podcast, and when we reach that mark, we are doing a huge giveaway. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell icon so you are notified of all the new videos.
It does just show how important it is to get kind of your fitting right and get your specs right, and tinkering is obviously something that goes on in the pro game as much as it does, you know, at amateur level. It's kind of a good opportunity for us to drop in your conversation with Bob Parsons, who you went to PXG to go and get fitted for all their new clubs. So we'll chuck it in. This is Pete having a conversation with Bob. Do you want to pre-roll it for us, Pete? How's it go?
Here's my conversation with Bob.
Enjoy.
First of all, thank you for having me down to Scottsdale National. This is a real treat.
Well, it's our pleasure, Peter. Good to see you.
It's been an incredible day. So we went out and played on the other course today, which was challenging. I wonder what it's like when it's still, because it was literally 40-mile-an-hour winds.
Well, you know, you're used to that coming from the UK. You know, my experience has been it's always a bit breezy there.
Yeah.
And you know, I have a very fond memory of playing, you know, as I mentioned at dinner last night, Tralee in Ireland.
Yeah.
And I remember the wind was blowing so hard, you know, it had an iron pin that it blew off the green. My brother and I were playing, and it was a par 4, and I hit driver, 8-iron.
It was pretty similar today. There was two par 3s that we all hit driver into today, which is pretty extreme. But the actual course, the setup here, amazing. We'll have a kind of full video of the trip coming up, but I wanted to chat to you mostly today about the fact that obviously got the new launch of the gear coming up. I've been testing it on the range. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing, and people are interested to know kind of like a little bit more. I think one of the main questions which has come up a lot about this range, and to get your kind of thoughts on PXG and where you're going to be going moving forwards, because we've had kind of a bit of a move in some respects of PXG being premium quality brand at a real top price point, and now it seems to be coming down and competing with what you would call, you know, the established manufacturers. Is that kind of like a tactic on your part? What was the thing?
Well, you know, what we've always done is we've always priced our products in accordance with, you know, what it cost us to make. And first and foremost, we're interested in the quality of the product and the performance. And after that, you know, we look at what it costs us and we put a price on it. And so now we're in the position where we have significant volume, and with that, you know, prices come down.
Gotcha.
And so, for example, I mean, there was times when, you know, we would sell, you know, our initial irons at, you know, the high 300, 395, 4 1/4, that sort of thing. And, you know, at the time, I mean, you know, we had many customers come in to buy it because it was nothing like it. And many give us a credit card and never even ask us what the price was. Well, you know what? So what we've decided to do is we've decided that, you know, we will absolutely keep the quality and the performance first class. I mean, we will never cut costs there. But now with the volumes that we have, we're able to be more competitive, particularly given that we market direct. So, for example, our Gen 6 driver, which I believe, and I have the data to prove it, outperforms every other driver on the market in every category. You know, and most importantly in dispersion, but, you know, distance is right with everybody. But being in the middle, brother, that's what it's all about, especially if you're long in the middle, right? So you know, our competitive products are $599, $629, and like so, ours is coming to market at $499. Our irons, which are, you know, you could just look at them and tell we spend some money developing these babies, and we're going to bring them to market for $219 each.
Yeah.
And I believe our potential customers and many would be rather pleased that we're there.
Yeah.
And I'm pleased that we can do that. But one of the big reasons we can do that is with us, there's no middleman. And I mean, so literally, we don't have to have, a profit for a retailer, which is always significant, right? And then profit for ourselves, and then so forth. So we just need to have the profit for ourselves. So that brings the cost down.
Yeah, it's interesting.
The price down.
Yeah, it's interesting because most manufacturers people will be kind of familiar with will sell into a business, a pro shop. They will sell on, and then that's the margin for the business. And then obviously the manufacturer will get the sale price that the shop buys it for. You're opening your own stores,
Yes.
as well. So I saw a few in Phoenix. Is that going to be something which kind of continues to expand?
Well, that's what the plans are. I mean, last year this time we had 12 stores. Now we have 22, and we continue to plan to expand them. We are interested in what the economy is going to be doing, and what the post golf boom is going to look like, and so forth. But we're still going ahead and opening stores. We're going to open a number of them in California, which we have not opened any in, and that market is just a wonderful place to be. And what we find is when somebody visits one of our stores, they really get to understand our equipment, and that's what we want. You hit one of our clubs, you want it. That's just all I'll say.
Okay, I think with that, I mean, it's interesting with the expansion, and like you were saying, we had a bit of a group chat last night about this. What do you think is going to happen as far as the golf market and the golf industry is concerned? Because we have had this expansion, this growth since COVID, and now we might be seeing just the start of a little bit of a decline. Do you think it will return a little bit back to what it was pre-COVID?
No, not a chance. And I mean, you mean when it was at its high, COVID?
Yeah.
And let me explain why. When COVID first hit, everybody stayed home. People canceled all their travel plans, and just they were home.
Yeah.
So as a result, the money they would normally spend to travel and to do this and go out to dinner and all those things, just kind of started stacking up. And I have friends that told me that when people were first able to start coming out and about and doing things, it was like the accumulation was like $6 trillion, right? And money, and money to spend.
Disposables, yeah.
All right, and one of the few things you could do then was play golf. And so the golf courses were open, people could play golf, and then of course they bought golf equipment and they did all those sorts of things. And also back then, Peter, during that time, interest rates were incredibly low.
Yeah.
I mean, really low, 1-2%.
Well, nothing with it, really.
Yeah, exactly. And inflation was nothing, right? And so look at things today now. Today now, the economy is slowing. You're seeing layoffs in every quarter. Amazon is laying off people. I mean, many people, thousands and thousands. Now, Amazon sells products across the whole economy, right? So if you watch their sales, that'll tell you what the economy's doing.
Very true.
And so things are slowing. Interest rates are high now and going higher. Inflation is the same, and all that excess cash has already been spent.
Yeah.
All right, so you have to ask yourself, what are people going to do? So the people that golf is a difficult game to learn. There's no secret about that. And so the people that got involved with it for something to do are now doing something else.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's other things they can do. And then there's also when the money gets involved, and so, there's less of it. And so, Peter, it's got to decrease.
Okay.
So that's what we see.
Yeah, I mean, it does have a sense of inevitability about it, I think, in some respects, but fingers crossed they can book the trend again, but I think you're right. I think as far as cost goes, we've spoken about this a little bit over the last few days and heard about it. Ball's just been launched.
Yes.
That's coming in US at a kind of lower cost, obviously, than Pro V1, which is just continually getting more and more expensive. I know in the past that you've spoken about had no interest in actually making a ball. Kind of what was the change? Like
Well, I'm going to tell you, I did say that I would never make a golf ball. And Peter, I also said I would never get married. But I did get married, and I adore my wife. I'll tell you that. It's one of the best things that ever happened to me. Renee's just wonderful. And golf ball, kind of like the same thing.
Okay.
You may not realize it, but we have been kind of toying around with the golf ball since 2013.
Okay.
And at first, we were going to name the company Slick Golf.
Right.
And we later named it PXG. And if you want to see something fun, go to the internet and look up slickgolf.com and go to the About. And
Okay.
you'll see something that'll say that, welcome to Slick Golf. We're the only golf equipment company that can honestly say no one has ever hit an unruly shot with a piece of our equipment. And the reason is because we don't exist. And given the fact that we don't exist, we're amazed that you found this website. And because of that, we think you're pretty slick.
There we go. You can see after this podcast, the traffic to that website increases. Oh dear. And what have you seen as far as like response to this ball has been so far? Because we've done a little bit of testing here. It was interesting to get it on the course today in that wind. It was kind of hard to tell a little bit around distances, obviously. Around the green, it felt pretty good. And on the presentation that was given last night, like this dispersion story does seem to be pretty big. What have sales been like so far? How's it actually been received?
Well, we had a significant supply. One of the things, we don't announce products until we have them.
Yeah.
As opposed to, announcing it and having it delivered 4 months later. But the deal has been, we had a significant quantity. We announced it and we sold out in 2 days.
Okay.
Well, I was very surprised, very pleased, but very surprised. And so we are, by all you want, we'll make more. And so we've had significant quantities show up today and all this week, and we'll be all caught up.
Right.
And then we'll see how it goes from there. So it's been, so far it's been wonderful.
Yeah, it's interesting, the golf ball market. It'd be interesting to see where people kind of place it. Because obviously, like price point as well, that is it's kind of below Pro V. That's in there with your Chrome Soft kind of, just above like Chrome Soft X, your Shrixons, that kind of ball. Who are you trying to target with this ball? Is this?
We're trying to target golfers.
Okay.
And it's very general targeting as far as the golfing community is concerned. We feel, and this is no secret, Titleist makes an excellent golf ball. They always have, and they do a great job. But given that, so do we. Our ball is an excellent ball, and it is right with Titleist, right? A little better in some areas, very close in other areas, but Titleist now, a box of Titleist costs you $54.99. This is $39.99, and we're happy to sell it all day long at that price. And it's not an introductory price; it's the price.
Yeah.
And our customers appreciate that. And I think to really appreciate this ball, all you have to do is play it. I was asked about durability. Well, it has a slightly thicker cover, which adds increased durability. And because we make it so soft, it spins around, when you need it to. And we also made it bright white, so it's a little easier to find. So we're very proud of this thing, Peter. Very proud of it.
Perfect. Cool. No, I am very much looking forward to get it on the data to give some testing as well to clubs that we've got so far this week. Bob, just want to say thank you. I've got all those are like general questions from people. R. McMillan was the last one that says thank you for your service.
Oh, my pleasure. Absolutely, brother.
There we go. We had quite a few of those, but I thought I'd read that one out last. Perfect. Bob, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And again, thanks for having us down. Really appreciate it.
All right.
So, yeah, interesting guy.
Okay.
Interesting character. I would like to go back and experience Scottsdale National again, 100%. When we were there, if you've not seen the video, the weather wasn't kind of ideal. It was very windy and quite cold. So
Snowing.
Yeah, you're not just quite cold.
Quite cold. It was
Very
snowing. As we mentioned in that video, though, we have got all the PXG clubs back now, so we can do the comparison testing, and I'm looking forward to that. I think the driver does stack up against everything else. The 3-wood is very good.
Yeah.
After I did a little bit more testing yesterday when I played, and the hybrid also very, very good. I don't think I'll switch out that stealth one yet, but yeah.
They all just seem very powerful clubs, don't they? They're all just very, very strong clubs.
Yeah,
Well, the iron's quite strong lofted as well. So like
the irons are effectively
Like a P790.
yeah,
or something.
P790
Yeah.
kind of version. But actually,
they sound brilliant.
yeah, I actually think they feel a little bit better than the P790s.
Okay, they'll be coming out the bank.
So yeah, listen, the reviews that are going to come for it fairly interesting. I'm excited to do the comparison because obviously we've not done a PXG before. So
Yeah. I edited the fitting video, and I don't think I've ever seen you make comment on how you liked at a certain point in the filming how you liked each of those clubs. You're like, I really like this putter. I'm like, oh, these wedges are really nice. Oh, the irons are really good. Like they're like everything in that set has something going for it. So it's going to be very exciting to see, like you said, the driver up against the big boys, the wedges, putter, lots of great stuff.
wedges are going to be a random one. Wedges are something which I wasn't expecting to like as much as I did.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm going to do a build my bag, and they're going to be going in the mix. Definitely.